Alright, okay, alright. Where do I begin? Where do I even begin with, this whole review? Okay, so, first things first, let me make this clear. We are reviewing The Graduate, or I'm reviewing The Graduate, aka Carlos, Toshiki, and Omega Tribe Live, and you guys are gonna sit back and listen because, well, that's why you're here, right? Right. Okay. It's just, okay, so, I want to make this clear, and first things first, this is unscripted as usual, so it's gonna be kind of wacky and everything, and there's gonna be some ranting, so there's that too, so just a whole heads up right there. But, anyways, okay. So, alright, so, I want to make this clear. I want to make this really clear. I have mixed feelings about this album, I do, and it sucks because this album, for the most part, it's not a bad album. It really isn't. I feel like this album, for the most part, has a lot of good. It has a good enough good. That's an odd choice of words. And it definitely has some duds. Boy, does it have some duds. And that sucks because it's like after Live Emotion, you would think you could top this. You would think so. But no, not in this case. In the case of The Graduate, it isn't a step down. It really isn't. It isn't. But I think for the most part, it's an album that I think, for the most part, you have to be a real hardcore Carlos fan to really like this album. You have to really love Carlos through and through to really dig this album, which is also tough because even as a big Carlos fan, you also could acknowledge as well, there are some songs that even in live form are still not good. For example, Automation. Boy, Automation from Natsuko is one of my least favorite Omega Tribe songs, period. Now, actually, let me make this clear. There's actually 4 Omega Tribe songs that I actually do not like one bit. AD 1959. AD 1959, the B-side to Alpha Lady, is one of my least favorites. You're a Lady, I'm a Man, from Another Summer. Another one I don't like. If you haven't heard that one, just check Another Summer. It's the only time a duet happened and not a favorite. Another one I don't like is Farewell Call. Farewell Call actually is a song that I've grown to dislike a bit. That is the B-side to Futari no Natsumonogatari. So, yeah. And my also least favorite, actually it's 5. So, of course you have Don't Think Bad, which is from Bad Girl, and yeah, Bad Girl's just bad. Well, not the album, but the song itself is bad. But Don't Think Bad is just bad. And then you have Automation, which of course is number 5 when it comes to least like songs. And boy, now the thing about the song, like AD 1959, is that the problem with that song is that you don't hear it enough in Omega Tribe. I think if you heard it more, then maybe you might like it more. But the problem is that this song was just played once, or done once, genre-wise and everything, and I think that right there is just not cool. If it was done more frequently, how all the other stuff is ballads and everything or whatever, then it might get liked more. But I think Automation's weak spot for the most part is the fact that it's so one of many things, just once, and it's yeah, you just can't like that. I can't like that, honestly. And for AD 1959, well, I don't like rock that much. I don't. I like rock to a point, but this right here is not my rock. This isn't my rock, and I don't really care if it's inspired a bit by, Foreigner or whatever. It's just, quite frankly, AD 1959, just the whole song itself is just, it's meh. And that's from the Kiyotaka era, just so you guys know, because Alpha Lady is a Kiyotaka era song. So, yeah, but I think that song in general is just meh. It's not good. But anyways, Automation, again, it's just, if the song was done more genre-wise and everything, a bluesy thing, then definitely I think I would like this a bit more. But I think for the most part, no. But anyways, Automation though, In live form, it's not good. Even in live form, it's still not a good song. I still don't like it. I'm still like, okay, please kind of skip this. Nope. Because I have to listen to this whole album through and through, which I did. And it's like, oh my god, it's still not my favorite song. Like, it isn't. If you like Automation, that's fine. That is you. I have no problem if you like any of the songs I dislike. Like, if you like them, I mean, that's fine. I have no problem with it. It's just, for me, I don't like them. So, yeah. But anyways, Automation, not a good song. It's just, doesn't matter. Even if it sounded good live or whatever, Joey sounded great as usual. It's like, no, and no, it's just, and no. But anyways, yeah. Definitely, The Graduate does have some duds. It does have quite a few duds. Like, Bad Girl definitely wasn't good. Miss Dreamer. Oh my god, Miss Dreamer. No, not the one from Beyond. The one from Beyond from Kiyotaka Sugiyama is a masterpiece. Looking away, Miss Dreamer, loving you. Cool. Anyways. Yeah, Miss Dreamer is my favorite song from Beyond. I think that and Alone. And, Position Zero no Utsu. Yeah. Anyways, no, not that Miss Dreamer. Not that Miss Dreamer, no. There's a Miss Dreamer in Bad Girl that was, a thing. And it's not a bad song, like it isn't, if anything. It is okay, but, I didn't really care for it. I just think that song in general is just, not that good. Like, it really isn't. But, yeah, Miss Dreamer, no. Not the Beyond one, the Bad Girl one. There's two Miss Dreamers, yes. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. Bad Girl, like I said, just, yeah, there's a couple of duds. I think 2 Out Full Bass, which is the B-side to Toki wa Kaguro, from Natsuko, the first track. That one is okay. It's not really a song that I'm like, yay, I want to play, like, every day or whatever. Like, no. No, yeah. Again, there's duds. There are some duds in this album, and it's not cool because it's like, with Live Emotion, you have no duds. You literally have every single song is a banger. Everything is done to such perfection that I just can't. Hold up. Okay, sorry. Just got a text. I'm on a server, like on Discord, so I get like notifications basically. So I just check every now and then because it could be important. But anyways, Live Emotion has no duds. Live Emotion is literally perfection to the max. Every single song to the point is perfection. Outside Lady, I still get chills. Just, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic album. No, song. Darn it. Anyways, Live Emotion is great. It is a great live album. And there are no duds. That's how an album should be, in my opinion. An album, in my opinion, should have no duds. Okay, songs, fine. Duds? We can't. We can't. Like, we can't. In this album, The Graduate has a couple of duds. It has a good few of duds. Like, it's a bummer because it's like, I don't want to have to skip songs if I have to. Like, I want to listen to the whole thing, which I did because I want to just see how everything was in general, and also to give you guys a review that's sort of not necessarily biased. Like, I want to make sure the review has, like, sort of a more neutral outlook, which I might contradict that, but anyways, it's just, I did that for the sake, listen to the whole album that is, for the sake of doing this review in a way that's more so I feel thorough, because it's like, or it's just a review worth doing, because it's like, I don't want to just do a review and be like, okay, I'm just talking about the good songs. I want to talk about the whole album as a whole, and it's like, again, I don't want to just do like whole, good songs and then bad songs, just don't talk about them. I just want to talk about all the songs if I could, or just talk about the album in general, because it's like, yeah. But anyways, that's why I listened to the whole thing, because it just made the most sense to do. Also, too, I did the same thing with Live Emotion, because Live Emotion, I watched that album a little too many times, and pretty much was like, the album I know almost down pat. Like, I know the band introduction, which is After Trade Win. Do It Again's afterwards. And then after Outside Lady, you have Summer Suspicion. It's like down packed. So it's like, if I did the same thing with Live Emotion, being thorough, maybe a bit too thorough, it only makes sense that I do the same thing for The Graduate, because it's just common sense, right? Right. But anyways, yeah, this album has duds. The Graduate, that is, not Live Emotion. Live Emotion is perfection. Live Emotion is 10 out of 10 without question, and it sucks though to say that The Graduate is not the same. Like, The Graduate, the thing about The Graduate, it really reflects one thing, at least to me. It reflects that the Carlos era has definitely some highs, some really good moments, and boy, some lows. Which I think sucks, because the thing about this album, it gives me the reminder that this whole era really could have been something more. It really could have been something more. And what I mean is that, okay, let's take a step back from the album and go to Natsuko. So, Natsuko was the last studio album, just so you guys know. And this album was going to be the last time that the band was a thing. Now, the reason why the band itself was sort of not coming back, or this era was going to go bye-bye, to put it simply, well, there's actually a combination of things. I think, to put it simply, popularity was waning. Popularity, for the most part, for the era was practically not the same as it was back in, 87, 88 maybe. And it's like, popularity, for the most part, was just down the drain, gone, completely over with. So it's like, hold on. So it's like, yeah, at this point, the Carlos era, compared to the Kiyotaka era, was definitely not fire anymore. And Fujita, the president of Triangle Productions, or sorry, the producer for the project, pretty much the guy behind the project, he was having mixed feelings, and he was like, you know what, it's just time to call this, a thing. Let's just put this to bed. Of course, in 93, he would bring it back for brand new Omega Tribe, but before all of that, the Carlos era was going to go bye-bye. Fujita was certain of this. Toshiki, I believe, and everyone else, I believe, was certain of this. And it's like, yeah, the popularity thing was done. It was kind of waning for quite a bit, and then it was just like, yeah. Now, there were other things as well I would go into, but I feel like I haven't done enough research yet to tell you why. But I'm certain there's some other things as to why Omega Tribe went down the way it did. Omega Tribe didn't just go because the bubble pop in Japan. That was one thing I was gonna say, but I feel like that isn't really a good point. But I feel like there's a combination of things as to why the project went down the way it did. And it sucks, because it's like, this project was good. Whether I like some decisions that were made, it's like, that depends. But it's like, the Omega Tribe project, for the most part, is really, really interesting. And it sucks that it went down the way it did. It really sucks. But there's a combination of things, I'm sure, that made it as to why the project had to go the way it did. Like, there's no way in the world you're telling me popularity was kind of the reason why it went down the way it did. There's probably other reasons, because there is. Kiyotaka went down because of a lack of creative control. Let's put that bluntly. Creative control was pretty minor when it came to Kiyotaka. Despite the songs being fire, there was not enough creativity, hence why Kiyotaka decided, really with a discussion it seemed, that the band should go at the peak of popularity. And I believe that's the case. Don't quote me. Look it up on Wikipedia. And yeah, that's why Kiyotaka went down the way it did. Not because they were popular and they couldn't do it anymore. Simply, creative control was not really there. And there's a whole story behind that, which makes me sad, but I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't want to spend hours here ranting, okay? I don't. I just know that it bothers me to some extent. But it's like, it is what it is. And yeah, just look up the Wikipedia. It's been revised as of lately, but it's definitely worth checking out. But anyways, yeah. Omega Tribe's popularity at that point in the 90s was sort of not really the same as it was in the 80s. Hence why, to put it simply, it went down the way it did. Now again, there are other reasons, I'm sure. There are probably other reasons, but I feel like for the most part, popularity, low sales perhaps, is why when the Carlos era was around, it was it was time to go farewell, and here we are with The Graduate, because that was the last time. And it sucks because the thing that pisses me off so much, not right now because actually, no, yeah, right now, is that, hold on. Okay, so the thing that bothers me, just to be a little less exaggerating, is that Natsuko. Natsuko is the last album of the Carlos era, right? Right. And the thing that gets me is that this album for the most part was less than stellar. It had really not too many good stuff. But this is how we end the era? With this and then the live album, which is like, okay, just call it a day. It's like with Kiyotaka, you had First Finale, which by the way was a fire album, and then you had Live Emotion, which by the way was also fire, and it was like, alright, we have a perfect ending. Depressing if you look at it that way. Okay, not really depressing, but bittersweet. But it's like, you have a fire ending to a fire era, and then with this era, you have what? Some album that's like not really that good, and then you have this live album which sort of reflects that, boy, you had your good, you had your great, you had your alright, and then you had your sort of every now and then kind of good, kind of bad. Like, really? It's just, it's like, it's like, you're telling me you're gonna end this era with really, not really a great like ending, It's like the ending doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't feel like a satisfying ending. It feels like the ending of this whole era just feels like, okay, you have this album that's like not really that good, and then you have this live album which is like, yeah, it kind of reflects this, hold on. Okay, it just reflects that, you have your great, your middle, that's kind of alright, and then you have, your good, kind of bad, good, kind of, it's just, you get the point. It's just, it almost feels half-assed. That's exactly how it feels. It feels very half-assed. It does not feel like it is an album that's like, it doesn't feel like the era, got like a proper ending. It didn't feel like it got a proper fantastic ending like the Kiyotaka era did. Again, you had First Finale. It could have been Another Summer if decisions were made the way they were, because originally Another Summer was going to be the thing, and then Singles History. But no, Hayashi decided, because he would be like that. Well, okay, not really Hayashi, but it was decided through a bit of chitty chatter with Hayashi that one more album from the fans, and then, okay. Of course, that album will be First Finale, and then, of course, Live Emotion, because why not? And, it's just, yeah. But again, both things were fire. Both things were just fantastic, and they reflected that pretty much Omega Tribe at that point was cooking. It was fire. Yes, Kiyotaka is a fantastic vocalist, but I feel like the sound itself as well was great too. Like, look, Kiyotaka could get all the credit he wants. He's a great vocalist, but the sound during that time period was amazing. First Finale had unquestionably one of the best track lists ever, at least in my opinion. Like, every single track is downright to perfection, and I feel like, again, it's just you had a proper finale, and then you had Live Emotion, which gave you the best of all the things from the era, and it's just, there were no duds either. It's just, it really bothers me. Like, it really does, because, again, you have Kiyotaka, which ends on a fire note, and then you have Carlos, which is like, okay, we're gonna just go with a more less fire note and just be like, okay, yeah. And just, yeah. And that's kind of the feeling I get whenever, actually, no, it's not really the feeling I get, but that's the feeling I got when I heard, or when I listened to The Graduate, which, of course, I listened to The Graduate around a day before my birthday, because I was gonna do it on my birthday, but I had other things, so I was like, okay. But anyways, that's the feeling I got when I listened to The Graduate, pretty much that it was like, okay, it really reflected that you had, again, not through Peep, it had a great beginning, the era, you had your middle, which was definitely peaking, and then you had, like, well, an ending that's like, really? Like, really? It's like, okay, and it just bothers me. It bothers me so much because I don't want to feel mixed about Carlos, which I do, because Carlos, not him, Carlos is fine, he's fine, but the era just, it's like, okay, so the era pretty much has, like, so much good. Just like the Kiyotaka era, it has a lot of good, but it's just, or a lot of great too. But it's just the way it ends. It ends in such an unsatisfying way. It's like, really, or like, okay, and just, yeah. But anyways, yeah. Yeah. But overall though, despite that, because I don't want to spend the whole review here ranting. Yeah, that's like something that bothers me about the whole thing. But again, there's definitely some good though to this album, like I just said like not too long ago. And yeah, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna probably stop here because it's already like 20 minutes and I don't want to spend like a whole 30 minutes on this ranting. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah. So anyways, yeah, The Graduate. Yeah, this album for the most part, it's not bad. It's not like a horrible album, if anything. It's just not a good album. It's not a good album. I mean, it's good, but it just really reflects, at least to me, that this whole era just felt like, it really was great. It got really great, like it peaked, and then just, I don't repeat. It's just, it had a moment, and just, it really sucks that it ended the way it did. It just really sucks, at least to me. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna stop right here. Thanks for listening. If you haven't, then that's cool too. Take care of yourselves, and yeah. Man. Also, if you're checking out the Omega Tribe concert, it's happening in 2024. It's gonna be Kiyotaka, of course. Safe travels, and well, yeah. Anyways, take care, and safe travels if you're gonna see Kiyotaka and Omega Tribe live next year in Japan. And yeah. Also, tickets are sold out, so sorry. Anyways, bye!